and then also a month view. I recommend the month view unless you're going to have a ton of events every single day. You're probably going to have like one event, a couple times throughout the month. So I would probably recommend having the month view, and you can see everything's pulled up. All the dates are pulled up. The date that you're currently on is highlighted. Click on New Event, and then you'll just go in and you'll put in all the data for your event. So if it's an event,
How about pet grooming classes?
There you go. So we've got pet grooming classes. You can write a brief description, and you can see everything in the text editor is pretty straightforward. You're going to know all this stuff.
It's very easy to use. It's similar to the way Word is. Very easy to navigate.
All right, so we're going to do a dog grooming class. So this is basic grooming for dogs, and if we want to make that bold, highlight it and make it bold, it's pretty easy. If you're familiar with Microsoft Word, you're going to be able to go in and use this text editor pretty easily. So we want to select the date that it's on.
Let's make it tomorrow.
All right, so we're going to go with Friday. And we can also say how often this event is going to happen. So let's say we're going to do this class for a month.
Great.
So it's going to run until 2011.
And we can pick how many times, or we want it to be reoccurring, so we can pick to have it every Friday.
Yeah, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, and it's just going to be occurring on this date, and we're going to put the time in. We'll go with 5 p.m. It's going to be a half-hour class. It'll run until 5:30. You can see there, and it's going to happen every week.
And you can even add an image if you'd like.
Yeah, so let's say we wanted to have the last event. This is where we're going to put that in. If we want to have the last event a month out, we would just go in there and select January 2011, and the 28th is when we're going to finish. Oops, actually, it came up as the 17th. So you want to make sure your dates are the same. What I did there is I changed these dates to starting and then ending on the same day. It's going to be a weekly event. It's going to happen until this time. If you want to add an image, you can add that, and also if you want to make it a different color. So that might be, currently we don't have a color, but you can also define that under your settings, which is at the top here. If you didn't want to have a color. So pretty easy. Click OK. You can see the pet grooming class there. That's the detailed view. And then when you move to the monthly view, whenever that uploads, it's basically just going to have the highlighted event every day on a Friday. So then you would just click Save. And you can see that event, whenever you hover over it, whenever someone visits your site, they can see that pet grooming event, when it's happening, what time it is, and if you want to add some other information on there of who they can contact, phone numbers to register, and stuff like that. It's really great, really easy to use, and it's a really nice.
It's a great addition for your website.
Yeah, yeah. And this would be something that if you didn't have this, if you didn't just have to, click on a button to add a calendar, it's kind of a pain. I mean, you would either have to program it yourself, or you would have to hope that the web design software you have has that functionality, and they can put it in for you. So this takes all that headache right out of it, and it just automatically puts that program right in there. So that is the event calendar. I think it's really good, and you should definitely take advantage of that if you do run events or have any upcoming events. All right, so finishing up here, wrapping up on the last couple things, the email marketing tool. Really, really important to do email marketing. Normally, you would probably pay, I would say, between $5 and $10 a month if you went with an outside contractor for an email marketing tool. With us, it's included in the Plus and Advanced packages. So really great value. What this does is it allows you a way to communicate directly to your customers. So,
And it helps you build a list of people that you can regularly keep in contact with. You can send them updates about your business. You can, just send them content that will be, really good for them to have.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where you can, push those events out. And we make it really easy to just add the sign up so that people can go to your website and they can easily sign up. You would just go to Add New Element, I would recommend putting it on the sidebar. That's probably going to make more sense. That's typically where you see forms like this.
Right.
And you can go through and you can see that with the newsletter, you can just click here under messages. You'll see the newsletter sign up on the right side. I'm sorry if I've got the sniffles. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today. So you'll see here, people can easily sign up with the email address, salutation, first and last name. If you want to change it at all, change what the registration form looks like, you can do that here. I would recommend just having as little information as possible.
Yeah, because people just, they don't want to have to give too much information. You want to make it easy for them to sign up.
Absolutely. So you would just simply click on save, and then you'll see that's going to automatically come up. So when someone's on your website, they want to sign up to the newsletter, they'll see that form right there. And also, another good point is I'll click on Add New Element, and you can put what's called a heading. So you can actually have this heading, which is going to be above your newsletter sign up, and it'll say newsletter sign up. So you can put that in, and then there you go. That's gonna match right up, and it's got the newsletter sign up. Everybody knows what it is. They'll put their email address and all their information, hit send, and then that'll automatically go into a database that you have, which is in your control panel. So now we'll take a look at the control panel, and you can see here. We'll look at the newsletter tool a little bit, but basically it puts everything into one spot for you. It's able to design the website or design the newsletter for you. Makes it really easy to create a good newsletter, which, I mean, all these things, if you went with an outside company, would cost you a lot of money. This is all integrated into one. It's all one-stop shopping for you. So let's take a look. This is probably going to kick me out here. Yeah, I've overstayed my welcome on the control panel, so it automatically logged me out. So I'll log back in here. You can take a look. This is what the control panel is actually going to look like whenever you do log in. You can see all your communication, your data is up here, your website, your applications. The email marketing tool is going to be under that. So you click on email marketing tool and then launch email marketing tool. And what that's going to do is take you into the email marketing tool program. So this is a separate program where you're going to go in and you're going to write your newsletter. You're going to create the templates and everything like that, work with your sign-up forms, your blacklist, whatever it might be. It's all included right here in one spot. So let's just take a look at what some of these newsletters would look like. So we've already set one up. It's just this monthly newsletter excuse me, that we have, and you can click on this next step button, and now we've already done a little bit of editing, but you can go through and you can see all the different steps that are going to take place. So you go through and you put in the basic data. You can edit the template. You can edit all the images that are in there. You can write the content, create that. You can test it, which is really important. Mm-hmm. I've sent out a lot of emails before.
That you didn't want sent.
Yeah, it's always important to test it, make sure it's going to work and it's going to show up in people's inboxes and look correct. You can take a look at the recipients, and then you can choose to transmit it either then or if you want to do it later on. After that, it's going to give you back some great statistics. So you can go back and say, okay, this many people opened it, this many people clicked on the links. Mm-hmm. Really, really nice tool to have. It's all included within this Plus and Advanced packages. Like we talked about with content before, this is just another step to make sure that you're, constantly talking to your customers. You're building this active customer base that, sees you as a resource for good information. Then it would just go through and summarize kind of everything nice and neat. So that's a general look at the email marketing tool. Can't really get into building one. It takes a while, but I would recommend that if you do get the Plus or Advanced packages, definitely check out the email marketing tool. All right, and now to kind of wrap up with all the different features that we have, it's the one-on-one SEO Ready Service.
Yes, and you only get this with the Advanced package.
Mm-hmm.
But this service will really help you make sure that your website is going to be found on search engines. It's very easy. They give you all the steps to follow. You basically have experts that are reviewing your site. They make sure that you will come up in all sorts of search engines, and also they'll give you suggestions on how to better optimize your website, which is really good because we need to optimize our website to make sure that people are coming.
Yeah, I mean, that's the basic way that people are going to find you online, is you want to make sure that they can find you in Google Local and in Yahoo and all those important local search engines, because I'm assuming a lot of the businesses that we're talking to today are probably, local businesses that have an office that you want to get people to. SEO Ready Service is a great way to do that. It's a great way to get you listed in all these search engines. And let's take a look at actually what it looks like. It's also in the control panel. You can see it here. I'll just click on this Start button, and this brings us back to the main page. And it's in the same section here. Oh, there it is. It's actually in the website and application section, one-on-one SEO Ready Service, and this is just for the advanced package. And it's basically a really nice step-by-step way to optimize your site. But you also have a person, an expert from one-on-one that's going to help you out with this and, act as a kind of a liaison, a tutor, if you will, to help you walk through all these different processes. And most of them are pretty straightforward. You take a look at the basic requirements. Do you have a domain? Okay, good. Is it an individualized domain? Is the website content customized? Have you done that? Is all required information available? Okay, no, it's not. Well, let's take a look at what I need. It gives you all this information to go through, and then you can request a new check. They'll go through and they'll check it to see if everything's updated, and you'll have this nice little progress bar to see how far along the process you've gotten. So getting into search engine optimization, is the HTML code compatible with search engines? It'll go through and it'll say, green light or red light. No, it's not. A check mark, you're good to go. Red X, you've got some work to do. But then it's gonna help you go through that process and actually go through your site and optimize everything. So. Are you registered with search engines? It's important to do all this stuff up front with your HTML code, your meta tags, your links, and things like that. It's good to do that before you actually register with the search engine, and this is going to help you register directly with the search engine so that you can be found. And then finally, detailed optimization. This kind of gets into some a little bit more advanced stuff. Have you created a Google sitemap? How do you do that? They'll help you do that and help you set up everything. Do you have some questions? Do you need some advice? Our professionals will go through and they'll help you out with that, and take a look at your site and work through it with you. So really valuable tool if you want to move up to the advanced package. SEO is important to you. This is something that if you went somewhere else could cost you hundreds of dollars. Yeah. Easily. If you went with an SEO expert, it could cost you hundreds of dollars, and you don't really know what they're doing. I mean, it's difficult to see exactly, if they're, reputable, if they know what they're talking about. There's a lot of people out there that claim they know what they're talking about, but it's, it's kind of tough to find that person. So.
Yeah, and I like this tool also because you really learn from it. You learn what's important when it comes to optimizing your website, and then so it's really good. It's a great tool.
So finally, just wrapping up here, those are the tools that we kind of walked through. If you've missed part of this, we're going to have this up at the YouTube site, which is YouTube/1and1, youtube.com/1and1. That's our YouTube channel. You can go and you can check out some previous webinars that we've held and also see the recording of this. It should be up sometime tomorrow. Also, you'll receive an email tomorrow, which is going to have some great links, some great information for you. It's going to have all this information about the different packages and things like that, and where you can find that info, how you can purchase it. Also, after this webinar, you want to make sure that if you do currently have a My Business site, if you're proud of it, if you think that your site is the best site out there and you want to be featured in our newsletter, which goes out to a lot of people, and if you want to also be featured on our website, which gives you really good search engine optimization because we'll link to your website, which if you know anything about SEO,
great publicity.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a great way to help drive traffic to your site. Yep. You can send your website, little story if you have one, to testimonials@oneandone.com. We'll take a look at it. We'll ask you for your feedback. If we think it's good enough, then we will feature it in our newsletter, which is really cool. that's
Great.
it for today. Hillary, thanks for the help.
Thank you.
Jan,
Thank
thanks
you.
for helping
It was
out
great
with
being here.
answering all those questions. Thanks once again for joining us today. We really appreciate it. And, yep, have a great day.
See you next time.